Okay, I'm Nick from Boatability, so welcome to this little presentation. So in the box we've got the all the normal paperwork, user instruction manual, and all the do's and don'ts, different languages and so on. So in the box itself you get the radio, which obviously we've opened it before to have a look. So I've already attached the belt clip, which is quite useful, and also we've got the hand strap, which is good. So before you switch the radio on, always make sure you attach the antenna, because don't do what a colleague of mine did, had his thumb over there, transmitted, and it burnt his thumb. And then next to it you've got a little jack plug there. That's good for what they call a fist mic. So in other words, I can have the radio on my belt and I can have the microphone up on my collar on my suit or life jacket, which just makes it nice and easy accessible. So moving around the radio itself, you've got the press to talk button, PTT button as they call it, and you've got your power button. And then here you've got your charging socket. So to charge up, you use a USB cable, which it comes with, and it's got its own little plug. And it's nicely sealed, waterproof around there, which is obviously ideal for a marine radio. And then to switch the radio on, you just push it once and that's it, it's come on. And in the top right hand corner you've got the battery charger icon. We got it and it had 1 bar, comes up to 3. 1 bar is basically it needs charging, 2 it's mid-range, 3 obviously it's full. So from 1 to 3 we timed it, it took about an hour and a half, which is a pretty good charging rate on a USB cable. Looking at the buttons, we've got channel 16 or C for the call button. What they mean by that is if I change the channels, I can just literally, because if I'm going to use 16, jump straight to it. We've then got the volume and the squelch buttons. So to change the volume, I just want to push it once, and then I can move up and down. You can hear the volume going up and also going down. With the squelch, again, not push and hold. So it's on level 5 if I go down. So it's just basically remove the noise. So I've just gone up to 6 on there. So now hopefully that's just set at about the right level. So the squelch is essentially you're removing the noise, but it also lets you know how loud it's going to be if you think about it that way. Then you've got scan and dual watch. So scan, as you can see, it's just scanning the channels. And then if I stop that, press it again. And then if I go to channel 16, for example, and I'm going to use channel 11, which is the Portsmouth VTS, Vessel Traffic Services. So clearly I want to listen to what they're saying, but I also want to have it on channel 16. So if I now push and hold, that's now jumped to dual watch. So if anyone talks on 11, we'll hear them. Likewise, if anyone talks on channel 16, but obviously it will take the strongest signal, whatever it's closest to. So then you got your favorite button. So that there, if I wanted that channel as a favorite, I can press and hold that. That will give it that will make it one of my favorite channels. And this is quite useful. The old ICOMs, if you ever saw, I don't know if you can see in the top corner, if I push and hold that, it jumps to there and it's gone to USA. So because you can obviously set them up for use in the USA or here. And then we've got the lock. I'll just go back to channel 11, which is there. And if I now push and hold that, that locks the radio to that channel, so I can't knock it up by accident. Come off of that again, and as you can see, it's also got high-low, so I can change it to high or low power. So that's low power at the moment. which if you can get away with it, always use low power on a VHF radio, because you're not over talking someone if it's on high power. Obviously if you can't get through, then you'd switch it up to high power. The other functionalities it's got is if it gets wet, it will start, i.e. you fall in with it, it will start flashing a light, and then it's supposed to also set off an alarm if you drop it. So use-wise, we've managed to get about I suppose 2 to 2.5 miles. I suppose in open water that might increase slightly, but don't be surprised if you get around sort of anything between 1 and 3. That's about the average for most handheld radios anyway. But yeah, it's nice to hold, it's light, it seems quite robust, so I would imagine it's going to be a good radio, so I look forward to using it. Hopefully you find that of interest, and wait for the next one.